What's up, everybody? Garrett back here, and I want to say thank you guys so much for nominating me as your newest horror YouTuber of the month of April 2022. I could not be more excited. April was such a huge month for me. I told you guys this at the beginning of the month. Not only was I able to smash 1,000 subs in the month of April, but I also was able to become the newest horror YouTuber of the month. Now, I want to give a big shout out to Justin over at Dead Couch for nominating me last month, along with 3 other awesome nominees. Now, if you haven't, make sure to go check out the other nominees from last month. You had Mel from My Killer Podcast, you had A&B Horror, and you also had Sketchy Ed. All super great channels, guys. I recommend going to check those guys out, supporting their channels. What this is about is finding these newer and smaller YouTube channels in the horror community and shining some light and putting some new eyeballs on their great content. Now it is up to me to pick the next 4 nominees for the month of May. Man, this was not an easy task. I went through my list. I had some criteria I wanted to follow, and I was also the 5 rules that we need to follow in order to be picked as a nominee. Number 1, you cannot vote for yourself. Don't even think about it. You can't vote for yourself. Number 2, you need to have less than 1,000 subscribers. So luckily, I was just on the verge last month. I was able to smash through it, mainly probably because of the nomination. Number 3, you have to upload videos regularly, which includes horror-related content. Number 4, a previous winner cannot be nominated again. If you won, that is it. Game over. We're moving on and seeing where this thing takes us. And number 5, the last one, a nominee can be nominated again as long as they did not win. Now, guys, going through my subscriber list and doing my research and trying to find channels that I was really paying attention to, that I watch, that put out great content that I think needs to have more eyeballs on them, it actually was a bit of a tough task. Now, I had a list of people. There was a lot of great content creators out there that fit a lot of this criteria, but the criteria I wanted to put is I wanted to make this competition as wild as possible. I tried to grab horror creators from different circles in the horror community. So without further ado, let's start the list now. All right, my first nominee is Pop's Movie Dungeon. Now, guys, if you love physical media, especially boutique labels, you gotta check Pop out. He started right around the same time I did, so he's relatively newer to the scene. But man, his stuff is awesome. That guy has so many movies. He gives you room tours. He's got a great setup in there. He does unboxings. He does showcases. And man, he is a completionist. If you like Scream Factory, if you like Vinegar Syndrome, you need to check him out. He's going after everything. He's trying to get every single title from all these boutique labels. I've been on a couple streams with Pop, super nice guy. He's been on shows with Dead Pit as well. Sometimes you'll catch him streaming for hours and hours and hours overnight, because when it comes to collecting, Pop can't stop. All right, my number 2 is actually someone I've known well before we started YouTube. Again, this is someone else who started YouTube around the same time I did, and that is Mr. Gcap Recap. So if you don't know Jeff at Gcap Recap, definitely check his channel out. He does haul videos. He does unboxings. He has a show called Cappy Hour where he does movie reviews. And he's actually been on my channel a couple times talking some real rad films. And last but not least, he actually does a lot of shows with Radical Ryan doing a lot of food reviews and food tastings of some really unique items. So make sure to check out Gcap Recap as my number 2 nominee for Horror YouTuber of the Month. All right, spooksters, number 3 is Deandra Laser over at Captain Sassy Media. Now, Deandra's been in the horror community a long time. Again, somewhat like me, she's been around the horror convention circuit quite a bit, going to shows, collecting. But like me, she finally started her own YouTube channel. And man, what great quality stuff. Her editing, her production is top notch over there. She's got a great personality, super charismatic, which I love. She's a huge Freddy fan. She has a killer movie room and studio with a bunch of rad collectibles, and you can tell she's been collecting a long time. Now, she has a great series on her channel called Snacks and Screams, where she eats a snack that's somewhat unique to the movie she's watching. Now, man, she does a lot of cosplay in her videos where she dresses up and acts like different characters. It's fantastic. Like I said, the quality of her videos is top notch. So make sure to check out this real life Nancy Thompson. My 4th nominee for the Horror YouTuber of the month of May is going to be Flesh Wound Features. Now, Flesh Wound Features was actually a podcast, Flesh Wound Radio, which finally decided to bring itself to YouTube around the same time I did as well. Now, some of these people you can find on Flesh Wound Features are OGs. I was listening to some of these guys way back in the day on podcasts such as Creepshow Radio, The Horror Society. Man, these guys have been around. The host is Dan Shine, which, man, this guy is everywhere. I was shocked when I looked at Flesh Wound Features and realized that they didn't have 1,000 subs yet. Because, man, everywhere I turn, Dan is streaming with other creators. He's on the Region Free Show with Pizowl. And you can find him a lot on S'mores Indoors as well. So, man, Flesh Wound Features is made up of Dan, Todd Loya, Ozzy V, Mike Kruger, and Greg Larson. Now, these guys talk horror. They've talked about movies that I've never seen before. These guys know a lot of movies. The spectrum of horror that these guys know is bar none. Dan is like an encyclopedia of horror. So if you guys want to know about movies to check out or not to check out, make sure to check out Flesh Wound Features. Man, they do movie reviews, they do unboxing, they do physical media reviews, and host a lot of watch parties. So guys, that's my 4th nominee, Flesh Wound Features. Go check these guys out and make sure to add them to your watch list. All right, guys, that is my 4 nominees for this month. Like I said, number 1 was Pop's Movie Dungeon. Number 2, Gcap Recap. Number 3, Captain Sassy Media. And number 4, Flesh Wound Features. So guys, check out all 4 of these channels. I highly recommend them. I'm telling you, this was a hard decision for me this month, but these 4 I think is gonna create a great competition here, and it's gonna get a lot more horror fans some cool stuff to check out. Now guys, before I leave, I am gonna try my best to get each one of these nominees on my show this month so you guys can kind of get to know them a little bit more. So remember, what you guys gotta do now is check out these channels and vote in the comments of this video who you're choosing for the newest horror YouTuber of the month. Now voting is gonna start now and it's gonna run until Tuesday, May 31st. And from there, I'm gonna make a video announcing who's taking the reign for the newest horror YouTuber of the month. All right, guys, again, thank you so much for your vote, your support. I truly appreciate it. Now make sure to check out these channels, vote down below, and like always, stay rad.